See you later, Matt. Tomorrow morning.
See you later, Peter.
Yeah, see you.
Until the next time.
Don't be late, Matt.
See you later, James.
Nice to meet you.
Right, here we are. This is a blast from the past with Kash, but we've got a new guest. I always get excited when I get new guests, but not new to boxing. So welcome, of course, welcome back to Kash Ali, but welcome to our first time guest, Richard Towers, former heavyweight boxer himself. Welcome.
Yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Shall I take it?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, you can't grab that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just got the one.
Yeah, I've seen people told off before. I don't want to be one of them.
I'm not into telling people off, but Kash, you've got a good fight up ahead, March the 16th, Magnificent 7 in Bromtown, which is kind of like your hometown originally as well. Talk to us about getting that fight made and how prep's been going.
Yeah, it's a big fight. Obviously, my coach Richard, he phoned me and said we're offering the fight with Joe Joyce, and we said, yeah, we'll take it. It's, you know, this is what we're in the fight game for. Well, that's what I'm in it for anyway. I want to test myself against what everybody thinks they're top 10 or top 15 in the world, and it's a perfect opportunity. And in Birmingham, Rotherham, Sheffield, Birmingham, it's all home city and hometown to me.
Can I ask, because I didn't know that Richard was your trainer, how long has Rich been training you?
Well, he's been coaching me now for about a few years now, but we've been training together for about 15 years, isn't it? Probably, bro. Yeah, we've trained together and as Richard's sparring partner.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about how that relationship developed, because I know for the viewers at home, I will say that Richard is a bit of a taskmaster. He's quite strict when he comes out to handing out those instructions in the ring.
Yeah, I just think that I try to see people's potential. Brendan taught me that. And when I'm watching Kash, when I'm watching other fighters, you know, Solomon and Matty, I'm watching these guys, much more knowledge than me, much more talent than me. And to say that I started boxing so late, not making it about me, but I started boxing so late, I did relatively well. But when I watch these guys and the things they can do and how they can move the hands and the understanding that they've got, something I never had. I think that, you know, to drag the full potential out of them, I think that's the only way forward, and I find that a responsibility to do, and I enjoy watching them do things they think they couldn't do, but they can do because they do it eventually, you know. No,
I like that, and I think I will make it about you for a minute, because I didn't realise, and we were having a chat off camera, that Brendan Ingle was your trainer.
Brendan, the most beautiful man I've ever known, you know. And I was saying to you before, you know, the taste of boxing went out of me when Brendan started to get ill and he was spending less time with me and stuff like that. I felt like I weren't on the same mission type thing. So now when I'm passing information to Kash or the kids in the gym, I've got some really good kids in the gym. We're doing an MMA thing as well. We've got an MMA kid. He's had 8 fights, 8 knockouts, doing really well. I almost see it as a number one priority to make sure that I'm passing everything that Brendan passed me, and the stuff that I'm learning every day, because we're always students. That's another thing Brendan taught me. We're never too old to learn, or we're never too knowledgeable to know new things. So I take that into consideration and remember everything Brendan taught me, and if I can pass these guys a fraction of what that man taught me, not just in boxing but in life in general, I've stood true to my friend Brendan. Yeah.
We love to hear that, because obviously he's a name that somebody that I didn't get to meet, but anytime anybody speaks about him, it's always the same magical kind words. He was like the father when it comes to you guys up in Sheffield. So you passing that knowledge and now training Kash. We talk about the Joe Joyce fight, a tough fight. We know what he's like. He's coming off 2 defeats against, you know, a very good boxer in Zhilei Zhang. Without giving away any game plans, because obviously you're not going to, we talk about strengths of a fighter. What do you see as Joe Joyce's strengths that you can possibly manipulate to, you know, really try and get that win?
Honestly, I believe the best version of myself. And that's why Richard's here. That's why he's talking about being strict. But that's what I need. I think a lot of old fighters do, and I do need that. And that brings the best out of you. And I think best version of me will be enough to beat Joe Joyce. Not enough, more than enough to beat him. You know, I'm never going to disrespect a man who's won Olympics and gone to Olympic, won a gold medal or a silver medal. But I do believe I've got the skills, and I'm on every heavyweight can punch. But I've got the skills, got the speed, and I do believe I'm not the underdog in my head. I believe I'm better than him. So there's only one way to find out. That'll be in a few weeks' time.
You've been in boxing for a minute and you've seen like the evolution of it. You've seen it now cross over the waters. Don't get me wrong. We've seen the likes of Matchroom go over to America, Mexico, etc. But we've got this massive carrot dangling over in Saudi. When you see the evolution of boxing, like you said, you've been in it for a minute. Where do you see the sport going, Kash? Is it now more of the showbiz, or is it still got that grit in it for the hardcore boxing fans?
I think with the Saudi or the Saudi Arabia, with all the king what he's doing there, that's good because he's clearly putting more money than all the big promoters in England, and that's why the fights are getting made. You know, nobody's worried about what show it's on, what TV deal it's on, this money or purse bids. He's overcoming everyone with the money, and fighters are not. No one's saying no, are they? So they're all fighting for that purse. And he's getting the fights. He's getting them 50-50 fights. That's what everybody wants to see. The atmosphere is probably different in England and America when the fans. That's what I noticed. The background when the fans. It's not as probably
a little bit more tame, innit?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the. But the fights, the fans are getting the fights. The fighters are getting paid, and everyone's getting paid well.
How about yourself, Rich? How do you see it? Because obviously it's going to be completely different to when you were boxing. How do you find the evolution of it?
I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think if these opportunities and chances were available a little bit earlier in the sport, the dynamics of the sport today would be a lot different. You won't be getting such easy access into boxing. Like, you know, no disrespect to anybody, because if you're getting in that ring, you've got the minerals, the nuts to do it. But we see all these Jake Pauls and people like that, you know, making killer money. And the fighters such as Kash, what have been at it for over 10 years, you know, not got a penny to scratch together in comparison to these guys, what are earning millions just from fighting, you know, people that non-boxers, you know, but on a boxing stage. So I think it's good. I think it's good for attention and good for the bravado of boxing. But on the more serious pugilist side of the sport, I think this Saudi thing, I think it gives everybody an opportunity who rightfully deserves to be in there and getting those opportunities and getting paid. Because let's not you know, bull-less about it. It's about the money and what can you get out of it in the short space of time and come out with all faculties intact. So I think it's brilliant. It's brilliant, to be fair. It's obviously in a beautiful country. And I think if we do get an opportunity to go on that stage, we'll jump at it, same as every fighter should, really.
I think what we're seeing like a definite pronunciation of power. Say, for example, we saw that Tyson Fury got injured. The match was postponed with him. But then you see on the MMA, our credit to Ariel Helwani, you see him get both parties, Alexander Usyk, his manager, you know, Tyson Fury with His Excellency, and he sat them both there like school children and said, "You'll do as you're told." So a man that is very generous, a man that will do what he can for you, but also a man that you can't really mess about with.
Yeah, well, if he's about the Pink Prince, the King, yeah. Well, if he's the one who's putting all that effort and all that hard-earned money, what he's got, that's his money. No one's got a right to tell him what to do with it. But if he's being generous enough to put it on TV and get them 50-50 fights, what everyone always cries out for, don't they, fans and stuff. Definitely. And that's what he's doing. So he's got a right, and he's putting the effort in, But then again, injuries happen. So what can you do? You can't blame whether it's happened or, you know, people say it's a cut, or it's an elbow, it's a punch, it's a kick, or whatever. Might be a flying knee, who knows? But it's just it's one of them things, isn't it? I'm sure they reschedule and fight again. We'll find out soon enough. Yeah,
they're fighting May the 18th. But what are your thoughts on it? Like I said, the man that rules with like a kind hand but an iron fist.
Yeah, I think that, like I say, if the fellas like Kash said, if he's putting his money up where his mouth is, he deserves to dictate a few rules, one or two rules, and be like, well, if you don't fight this fella, you know, because he probably has got some idea about business, number one, with all that money. Number two, he's got some idea about how people, not naming anybody, but they're running a blag, especially in boxing, you know, so they'll take for a fight. These are all old school tactics. They'll take for a fight. They'll sign for a fight. They'll do everything they can to sign for a fight. They'll pay for sparring partners is one tactic. So they'll soak up all the sparring partners. They'll say, well, we'll pay top money for this sparring partner. They'll get all the sparring partners in, and I've been one of those sparring partners before. What, they've just sat on the sidelines and they'll say, you're not sparring today. And you think, well, why am I here? And you're actually there so that your opponent can't employ the sparring partners, so that they're not getting the preparation that you're getting. These are tactics, and Tyson's a fighting man. Tyson's, you definitely can't say Tyson's, a bottle job. You can't say Tyson's a word he'd use, a shit house. But there probably is a tactic or two. He definitely got a terrible cut. But you've got to take every advantage you can, and he's no fool. Tyson's no fool. So I think he's definitely not bottled out of the job. I think he's using every advantage to what he can, and I think we're in for a good fight. And I think the Prince or the King knows it, and they're putting the money where the mouth is for a reason. It's not just to help fighters; it's to gain more interest in the sport and get an audience over to Saudi Arabia and see it for what the beautiful country it is. I think it's all brilliant. It gives fighters an opportunity, and we're in for a good, entertaining treat, aren't we? Watching these guys.
Entertaining treats, which is what I'm expecting with yourself and Joe Joyce come March the 16th. The win on that then, should you secure that win, do you think Mr. Turki Al Sheikh, His Excellency, be watching and thinking, could this be Kash Ali moment to get that Saudi bag?
Yeah.
If you need a spit bucket holder, yeah, don't forget me.
Yeah, of course. It's take out a top heavyweight. And then there might be a rematch. There might not be. Once I beat him, that's up to him if he wants to take it or not. But even a rematch with me and him in Saudi, it's as good as top of the bill or the undercard fights. As good as any other heavyweight fight from a fan's point of view. So yeah, why not? Yeah.
And your thoughts on that, Rich?
Yeah, Kash is definitely written as the underdog. And I understand that because Joe's got all the experience. Joe's had a momentum of good victories over his time before his 2 losses to Zhang, who's no joke, got lots of experience as well. He definitely can't be looked past. We're never doing that. But one thing is for sure, Kash can't be looked past either, because the heavyweights, and Brendan used to say to me, he'd say, heavyweight boxing is a lot different to any other weight division boxing. You eat different, you train different, you rest different, you punch a lot different, and you've got to think different. So I think Kash getting in there and doing his thing, any time of day, any time of night, whatever you want to call it, Kash can box. Much better boxer than me. Kash can punch because he's heavyweight. So I think it'll be a big mistake if Joe's looking past him. We're not going in there to look for a scrap and a scrape and come out bumped and bruised or get knocked out, which is highly likely if Kash takes it to him and puts it straight on him. So as I said before, Kash is a boxer, he's a slick boxer, so we're going to try and box him, not to give the plan away, but it don't matter, they're going to fight regardless. But we're going to get out there, he's going to get his boxing stuff off, and we're going to box him and try and outpoint the victory. So we'll see, and if the opportunity comes, I'm sure Kash will take it.
Kash by name, Kash by nature.
Bang bang, he hits the floor.
Listen, all the best. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. A pleasure for letting me watch you spar this morning, and all the best on the 16th if I don't see you before.
Thank you very much, all the best.
Thanks very much, nice to meet you.
And you. Thank you.